Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a milestone episode, Jim. The number 100. We made it 100 episodes.
Wow. Wow, we've been doing this for almost 2 years, is what you're telling me.
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have ever seen the day? Not I, good sir. But here we are. And it's a movie podcast for you movie lovers, by us movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host in the house tonight, famed college, high school football athlete turned abusive father, Jim. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the kid's not going to hold on to the damn ball, somebody's got to do something about it. We all know Billy Bob Thornton isn't.
Listen, everyone has their ways, in the replacements we use like sticky glue to make them catch the ball, and sometimes you just got to beat the shit out of your son.
Yeah,
There's
sometimes you
ways.
use duct tape and then punch him mercilessly.
Well, all we know is there's options, baby.
Yeah. To each their own, I suppose. A lot of ways to skin a cat.
Yeah. A lot of ways to skin a cat, but only one way to catch a football. Jim, what are we watching tonight?
We're watching Friday Night Lights, not the TV show.
No, most certainly
Not
not.
the TV show.
No,
Unfortunately, the
fortunately not.
2004 movie Friday Night Lights.
Yes, that's right. The movie that spawned the TV show. Or is it the other way around? Is it the chicken or the egg, Jim? Which begat who?
I I think that there was a TV show before the movie. It's just like older, if I
Ooh.
think.
So this is huge franchise potential. This was also a book. So this is a big global medium right here. Friday Night
Also, a real
Lights.
thing that happened, kind of.
Yes, yeah, also based on somewhat things that happened in the real world at one point or another. Man, what a web this story has weaved through the ages. You love to see it. But yes, Friday Night Lights, directed by Peter Berg, from a script by him and David Aaron Cohen, and starring Billy Bob Thornton, Derek Luke, Lucas Black, and good old beater himself, Mr. Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Yeah, probably the wildest casting choice in this. Is like not only do we need country star Tim McGraw, but I need him to play an aging footballer who's going to beat the crap out of his son throughout this movie.
Is is Tim McGraw like from Texas? It feels like he's probably like from Odessa, right? Am I just making this up?
I think you might be making that up. I base this on nothing, Jim. I think he's from Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
And
All
again, I base that on nothing other than he's a country music star. And that's just where I assume they all come from.
right. Yeah, they just like grow him there.
He's actually from Delhi, Louisiana.
Oh, so I mean, like it's basically the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
Jim, give you 1,000 guesses of what the name of his father is. What a great.
Is it? I I don't know. Is it some kind of like Creole, like French sounding name?
Good old Tim McGraw's father really struck gold here. Tim McGraw's father is named good old Hug McGraw.
Doug McGraw. Wait, I've definitely heard of that before. That's not the first time I heard that.
He
Tug
was
can't be
he
his
was
real
a
name,
he
right?
was a baseball relief pitcher.
Yeah, I thought so. I've heard of him
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, no, not Tug, not his God-given name. Matter of fact, is
I would
actually his
I
first
would
name is
imagine.
he's actually Frank McGraw Jr. Does not
Oh,
sound
okay.
nearly as good. We're gonna stick with
Well,
Tug.
yeah. I mean, listen, you got two Frank McGraws running around. You got to call him something, okay?
Listen, I need old good Tug McGraw. Sounds like a weird way to jerk off at night. What are you doing tonight? Let me go Tug McGraw. Oh, sir, please don't do that. There's children
Jeez.
around.
Jesus Christ. Why would you call it McGraw?
Oh no. Listen, Jim, I can't control what people call their penis, all right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just made that one up though. So like it's not about asking you to control anybody else. I'm
Oh
just
no, it's
curious what's going
I
on in your head.
that's not I would never in a million years call my penis McGraw. Or would I? You don't know what I do on a Friday night light. Boom boom. We got unfortunately, Jim, I only have a steelbook version of Friday Night Lights, which does not have a log line on the back, unfortunately. But I dug deep down in the basement, and I do still have my DVD copy, which has it for us.
So like can we just address something right now? If Friday Night Lights gets a steel book, the steel book is like absolutely lacking any prestige at this point. What do they just make a steelbook for every movie? Like,
Yeah, pretty much any movie that comes out now gets like a regular 4K, a Blu-ray, and a steelbook. More often than not, like every movie gets a steelbook these days. They've really lost the special appeal of them.
yeah, I remember it being at one point, and maybe this was just me being like not in the know, but I remember they used to kind of be for more, I don't know, like prestigious, I guess is like the way to put it.
Yeah,
Like more like fine arty kind of films. Like they had to have like some gravitas behind them to get a steelbook.
well, it definitely used to be more of a collector's edition where it would be like cream of the crop movies that would get it. And then now they're just like, hey, fucking like Gabby's Dollhouse is coming out. Get the steelbook. And
And
don't
that
worry,
was more
I get
money
you.
than the DVD, right?
Yes, yeah, the steelbook is the priciest option out of the bunch
Oh boy.
because it normally comes two discs, 4K and the Blu-ray, plus loaded with special features, Jim.
Oh, so it's like okay, okay. It's like a bundle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they give you a little
I
bang.
don't know if you can tell, but I don't think I've ever actually purchased or owned a steelbook before.
Yeah, it's a wild party. The luster's definitely worn off. I don't buy many of them unless it's like a movie that I really enjoy. I have this one because one of the websites that I buy off of, Grove, was running a deal where it was like get three movies for like $20, and that steelbook was one of the options. So I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, all right,
Wait, what were the
that's worth
other
it.
two movies?
I don't remember what other two movies I got in the bundle. Because this
Because when
one was
somebody
a minute
tells me
ago.
they're gonna sell me three movies for $20, I say, "What's the catch?" All right,
No,
like
Jim.
something's
The catch is that Grub wants you to walk away with some fine product. All right,
yeah, okay, I'm sure.
they got a lot of good stuff
It's
in there.
definitely not that they just had a backstock of like Friday
Oh,
Night Lights and like
they did. No, no. You know what? They did because I
they're
do
like,
remember. I
what are
do
we gonna do with all these Friday Night Lights steel books? What were we thinking? Like,
Jim. Now that that kickstarted it, I do remember the other two movies in it because I got these three movies because it was such a like buy these for $20.
yeah,
They were all steel books. It was Friday Night Lights, Jaws 3, and Jaws the Revenge.
right, right, yeah, exactly. Like somebody somewhere was just every day they wake up and they're like, God, I made so many Jaws the Revenge steelbooks. Like, what was I thinking?
I was like, I'll take 70 of those, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, right. I gotta sell them all to Grub for pennies on the dollar.
I know a lot of people in my town that would like a Jaws the Revenge steelbook.
Do you though? I like like legitimately like I would be amazed if you knew one.
I like to wholesale them and then I like to hang outside of like food stores like the Girl Scouts and just sell Jaws the Revenge steelbooks.
They're like, no, they made a fourth one.
I'm taking
I
orders. Who
swear.
needs? Who needs, baby? Michael Caine. The shark roars like a lion. Come on, we got cinema here.
All right. I don't know. I've gotten us way off track. I'm on a real steelbook rant. I apologize.
I do. It's okay. I'll always go down the rabbit hole of physical media. But yeah, we still have our DVD. I actually have just a assortment of movies that I upgraded, so I still have the DVDs that I've just yet to sell. So Jim, this is up for grabs if you want it.
Let's revisit.
Uh,
Maybe we'll negotiate a little bit later on.
Come on, I got a couple of carrier pigeons out in the yard. I just attached this to one of their legs. Like I might need two of them, but they'll get it to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank God it's not the steelbook. We all know how much that weighs.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I carry. I might need like an eagle to transport that one. I don't think the carrier pigeons are going to cut it. We got our lovely little log line here on the back, and it reads: Billy Bob Thornton stars in a true American story of how one legendary Texas town made hope come alive under the exhilarating glare of Friday Night Lights. Yeah.
I feel like the blurb like didn't watch the movie because
Yeah.
I
You
don't
you
know
could
that my takeaway was that Odessa's just a town full of hope, baby.
yeah,
Like
a lot of hope. Well, they also
that's not what I was thinking at all.
I also cut the entire first like two sentences because it literally done nothing for it. It's literally the first sentence does nothing for this movie at all. It just goes a genuine stand up and cheer movie about a courageous high school football team. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's not that either.
Yeah. It's like it's like what do you guys do? They like it's like they passed it to the Sunny Side Up guy and he was like, I got too much to do today. What's it called? Friday Night Lights. What's it about? Football. They're like, all right, I got it. Like and he just riffed.
Yeah, to me, what the movie itself turns into a lot, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but like the movie itself does a lot, and what that blurb just did is they're trying to sell you a movie that doesn't exist. They're trying to sell you the movie you think this is because you see guys in football pads, and you're like, "Hey, I like football."
Yep.
Like that's,
Yep.
that's what they're doing there,
You like
and like
putting your
at some point
jockstrap
that
on, son?
hijacked the actual movie. Like,
Yeah. They knew to get butts in the seats. They were just like, we gotta raise this on the good old fashioned USA football, baby. Hoorah. Semper Fi. Did you see this in theaters?
no, this is a first time watch for me.
Really? Oh, really? You had never seen this before? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I've never seen this movie. I've
Oh,
been of the
interesting.
opinion for a long time that there's like way better football movies and way better sports movies, so I just never watched this.
That's fair. That's fair. Did you ever watch the TV show?
Like maybe like one or two episodes. Never really got into it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, Heather watched the show actually a couple of months ago, and she was like obsessed with it. I wanted no part of it. I had her sit with me to watch this movie this go around, and she made it maybe 10 minutes in, and she was
Yeah,
like
well, the show gets into the real like teen drama of it all, I
which
think.
yeah,
This movie not so much.
which is what really like pulled her in the show is like she was there
Right,
for
right.
the teen romance, and
Like
not really a lot of that in this.
she doesn't care who wins the coin flip. She's
Yeah,
like she's like, is Tommy going out with Jamie? Like
yeah.
what's going on?
She wants to watch the love story. She don't want to watch Billy Bob Thornton run plays. It's not her style. I saw this. I didn't see it opening weekend. I saw it the weekend after. I went with my mom, stepdad, and brother because Zach played football all throughout while we were in high school and college. So he really wanted to see this, and I wasn't going to pass up going to see a movie. So we went took a good old family movie for Friday Night Lights. And I remember enjoying that movie a decent amount. Like when we were obviously not enough that I had returned to it a lot. This was actually my first time watching it since I saw it in theaters. But I remember like leaving the theater and being like, yeah, that was pretty solid. That was a solid, like fun little football movie. So I was interested to go back and watch it now because even though like I don't really enjoy watching sports, I do really like sports movies.
Yeah, some of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Some
some.
of them I
And
enjoy.
yeah, and we'll get into it whether this one holds the candle, comparative to some other football movies specifically. But first we got some eggs to crack, Jim. We gotta dive into some numbers. I'm very curious to see how this little Odessa town did in the box office.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right. Friday Night Lights is going to be our final movie of the weekend of all weekends, Indigenous
Regardless,
Peoples Day weekend.
never heard of it.
I'm just reading off of the website, sir. If there's any other name for that weekend, I don't apologize because I
Christopher
don't care
Columbus
what
was
it
an
is.
American hero.
He wasn't even American.
To the Italians, there's no
The
difference.
indigenous peoples were American. That's why they call them indigenous
Ah,
peoples. That's why it's their weekend now, man.
ah.
No, I don't know. I really don't care. I just do it because it pisses you off.
This guy gave the finger to Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, yeah. Take that, Christopher. Let's tell you what I think of you.
Did you see? You? I know you're out of the game because you don't live in New York anymore. But did
Uh-huh.
you follow along any of the mayoral race here in
I am aware of the name of the guy who won, and I know that one of the Cuomos ran. I don't know which Cuomo. I
well,
know one of the Cuomos ran.
that line was actually from one of the mayoral debates between Cuomo and Mamdani, Cuomo got really heated and said, "This guy flipped off a statue of Christopher Columbus."
No, he did not. That's absurd.
What the
What
fuck?
a what an Italian thing for Cuomo to
Yeah.
say.
So like whenever we bring up indigenous people, like I immediately think of that quote. So,
I can only dream of the context there.
I don't even remember what the context was.
Right,
He just
right.
shouted it out out of nowhere.
And it's like only in New York would Columbus Day come up at a debate. Like, it's like the only place where anybody cares about it at all.
It's like so funny. Also, I just want to. I know we've been joking about it a lot, but I do not give a fuck about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
I know I've been
It's
making the
just,
joke and
it's
taking
just
the
so
stance.
funny to me. Like, it's like only in the tri-state area does anybody have any strong opinions about
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus.
Listen, we are the Long Island Italians, man. If there's one
Yeah,
thing we do
yeah.
great, it's rally around the wrong cause.
Yeah. I don't know, but so anyway, Indigenous Peoples Day weekend 2004, the weekend of October 8th through the 10th. Friday Night Lights is gonna open number two.
Number two.
It's behind the second week of a movie we've done, Shark Tale.
Oh yeah.
And it opens down here in number two with $20.3 million. And that is against a $30 million budget.
Okay, that's a pretty good budget. 20.3 going to put us in the number 63rd spot on our list. Right behind Seabiscuit's 20.8, but ahead of the Manchurian Candidates 20 on the dot. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's not bad. Off a $30 million budget, that's pretty good. And I mean, it makes
Great.
sense.
It's a
Like how
strong
much,
start.
like Billy Bob is probably the most you spent on this, and even he probably can't cost that much, right?
Yeah, I mean Tokyo Drift hasn't come out yet, so that kid's not
All right, all
well,
right.
that kid's not raking in the big bucks yet.
All right, all right. Yeah, a lot of people go on to do other things. And I mean, they didn't really have to pay Connie Britton. I don't think she says an entire line of dialogue in this entire movie.
No, yeah. I mean she says like two things, I think.
Paying you to look good, sweetheart. I'm
But
sorry.
yeah,
I
so I
apologize.
mean, strong start against that $30 million budget. After week one, you gotta feel like this is gonna make like a pretty good like chunk of change here and like really outpace that budget. Like after
I
week
mean,
one, that's how I'm
as
feeling, right?
and as long as this thing has like somewhat decent legs, like you got a return right there.
Yeah. So going into weekend two, 39.7% drop. It's still gonna hold second place, $12.2 million.
It's not a bad hold.
Not bad. And then, I mean, we're going to cover a lot of that weekend. We'll go back to that weekend at the end just to
Oh yes.
discuss. Weekend three, it's going to drop down to third place, 43.1% drop down to 6.9 million.
But we're making money.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It
I
feels
mean,
like it's
not as.
fallen pretty hard and pretty fast to me. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to see the total at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It might have some like in the top 10 staying power because we're still in October, but
Yeah.
all right, so going into weekend four, it's going to be a 41.2% drop down to sixth place with $4 million.
All right. See, now this is the spot when you're getting down to like $4 million, where this is like the really contingent area to have a semi decent hold in.
Yeah,
Because this is where you can rake some money up. If you can consistently stay in this $2 to $4 million range right now over like these
right.
next like 2 to 3 weeks, like
Right. And like the movies we've seen that have had legs like really do like stick around. Like they don't like drop to like $1 million right away. They like rack up like three or four, like something like that.
yeah.
Weekend five, it's gonna be down in eighth place. 27.2% drop down to like just a little bit under 3 million.
All right. Can it do that again
Weekend
another week?
six, we're starting to get into like this is like November 12th through the 14th, so we're like getting into like Thanksgiving like fall movie season. Like this is when like the big movies, like maybe like the Oscar baity or like the movies they want out like through Christmas are gonna start coming out. It's gonna be down in 13th place,
Ooh,
57.7% drop, down to 1.3 million.
damn. It's a shame. But it made 5 weeks. It's going to join a litany of other movies that we got in the 5 week joiners, like X-Men, Jurassic Park 3, Too Fast, Too Furious, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So like not horrible company to be keeping in there.
Yeah, I mean, not terrible. I'm like, oh, we'll look at some totals. And that again, that's for the weeks in the top 10. It's a little different when you do that for like from October to mid-November than when Prisoner of Azkaban does it like in July. But
Very true.
like,
Very,
just a
very
little
true.
different. Because Friday Night Lights is going to finish with 61.3 million domestic.
Okay.
What do you think? I mean, that's not bad domestic against the $30 million budget. It's not what you would expect after the 20 million opening, though, right? You'd expect a
Yeah.
little more juice
You
than that.
expect a little bit like more. Like you at least I want to say close in on like closer to like 80.
Yeah,
I think would
like
feel a
at a
little bit more
minimum,
comfortable. Yeah. I mean, and
it feels
obviously
like if this movie's good, it like and it gets like good reception, it would pull
yeah.
in a lot
And
more.
obviously for like back in 2004, this blow is a little bit more softened because they have that huge ancillary market to be like, we're going to add
Yeah,
some more from that too.
right.
Like
They're gonna sell you a DVD and then a steel book.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Friday Night Lights still bringing in returns.
Now, but hold on, I want to ask you this.
Okay.
We've had a bunch of movies where the international market has really kind of saved the day.
There is not a shot the international market does anything here, right? Like, do they care about football? Like, there's no way.
No. So internationally, it's only going to pull in $694,000.
Oh my God. Yeah, like it couldn't even clear a mill.
Yeah, maybe like 695 if you round up. It's 694,849.
Ooh,
So
that's a bummer.
pretty close. But yeah, it's interesting because like we've seen the movies that have done well internationally are more like folklory, like sci-fi kind of like not like fantasy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like this movie is such like niche Americana that just like no way anybody in the world cares about.
Well,
Like,
yeah, dude, especially to be like we're centering it so much on like the inner workings of a small town in Texas. Like,
right.
just like how like who's gonna relate to that in like Japan? Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's like I think you could make American movies that people would find interesting. I just don't know that this is one of them.
yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think this is a hard sell in a lot of parts of the world. So that 600,000, almost 700,000 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like it's too much of a character drama that you need to like be here from to like really understand, I think. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Because like first off, in another country, you already have to explain to them the absolute conundrum that is Texas to begin with.
Yeah, right. I mean, just like think about the way people talk about America now. And it's like, yeah, like, all right, those three high school kids are just like skeet shooting in a parking lot. I know. Like, but like that's real. Like that's actually like I could see that happening.
Yeah. That's good old Americana right there, baby.
Yeah, yeah. The one kid's just like hurling him in the air like he's the fucking discus thrower at the Olympics.
Yeah, so that's so what that
Yeah,
total.
so
Oh,
worldwide
God.
total, I mean, it's basically like 62 million worldwide, which
Yes,
again, not really like spectacular, but like more of a single. And this definitely will find like the people that the blurb on the back of your DVD is for, are for, like the people that that blurb is for bought that DVD. I'm
oh,
telling
absolutely,
you.
absolutely. They're like this movie will have shelf life on DVD because we'll have all of those old Friday Night Lighters that want to relive the glory days.
Yeah, right. All the Tug McGraws, no, the Tim
All
McGraws.
the Tug McGraws of the world, baby. And I mean, obviously, it must have done well enough for them to greenlight a TV show off of this. So, like, it at least did some of its work there.
Well, I don't know. I have some opinions about that. It might be a little too early to get into them, but to keep it very brief for right now, I would say that this like concept lends itself way better to a TV show than it does to a movie.
Yeah, well, there's just so much more you can explore
There's
in
so
you
many,
know
there's too many characters, and there's like not enough time for you to really play out all the things that you're really trying to get
want
into,
to.
like
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
movie.
yeah. And we'll really hone in on that in just a second when we really dive into this. But let's get into some reception first, Jim. Honestly, I was shocked how like close together it was here. The critics 82%, audience 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. So they're like right there, lock in step together. 7.2 from IMDb, and it got The A cinema score.
Yeah, all those guys reliving the glory days. They were
Gotta
like,
relive.
it was just like that. I didn't win neither.
Just finishing his 12th can of Bud Light, trying to write his review.
It's like amazing. I'm like the kid and his dad at the same time.
I can still throw a football over them mountains. And then we got some user reviews, Jim, and boy howdy, just some stellar work across the board this week.
Yeah,
So
this feels like it'll be an interesting one because you know
so
what? I want to hear what the guy who liked the blurb on the back of that
So
DVD
yeah, so
thinks.
I was just gonna say, it was like on our 1 star side, not too many great reviews. We only had a couple, but this is the first week that I had to highlight many 10-star reviews because oh my God, I discounted the idea of all of the Tim McGraw character, like the Tim McGraw character in this movie, how many of them would write 10-star reviews for this movie?
Dude, I am gonna come out and say it. Like, I was so interested because I feel like I have this mental picture of who would give this movie 10 stars, and I feel like it is so uniquely tailored for this to just be exactly what I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, but before we get to them, let's run through our 1 stars first because they had something to write as well. Our first 1 star writes, I love sports films. They sometimes have that cliched quality to them that makes them watchable, which is why there are very few ever made anymore. Sadly, the only way to make a good sports film is to find something that actually happened or possibly shoot the film in a way that is unfamiliar. Friday Night Lights failed on both accounts. Not only was this film a blatant ripoff of Michael Mann's visual acuity, this film also failed to mention the based on a true story tag was utterly false. There were many details that were in the film that actually never happened, but the racism, the separation of the classes, and the economic strife that was in the book didn't come to life on screen at all. Instead, the overused storylines that were portrayed in the film became something of a bore, and the cinematography couldn't save it. I found it rather dull and sad betrayal of the truth. And what is even sadder, Buzz Bissinger has sold his soul just to make a buck off the book by calling this movie accurate. So who cares if Odessa can't acknowledge its racist past? Can we ever not acknowledge that the Germans were Nazis? What, sir?
Whoa, that just took a hard left turn.
Excuse me, sir. The tinkering of the truth was the real issue for me, which is why I despise this film, because let's face it, the truth would have been a lot more interesting. What was that shit about Nazis, dude? That shit about Vietnam, Walter.
I'm not sure that it would have been more interesting, honestly. I mean, like, they already did Remember the Titans. Like, what other movie could you make about football and race after Remember the Titans? That's the one. That's the only one.
I don't know. I don't know what that guy was talking about.
I also, can you give me that alliteration he had there in the middle? Like,
Which one? Buzz Bissinger?
yeah, yeah, there was like a whole like sentence there that was all B words. It was amazing.
That's a hell of a name. That Buzz Bissinger might be up there with Tug McGraw. Just excellent names right there
Yeah.
across the board.
What was it? He was like, Buzz Bissinger bigs up a buck.
Buzz Bissinger buzzed his way to betrayal. Ah,
Unbelievable.
and we got one more 1 star review before we can get to the absolute haymakers in the 10 stars. And this last 1 star writes, a really muddled effort and message. Impossible to make, maybe also because of the economics of the film. Who would pay to see one of the sacred cows of American culture beaten and demolished on screen? I would. Maybe you would too. But unfortunately, not enough people to pay for the film and let the people at Universal keep their jobs, or so they timorously believe. What a great film that would have been. Hard to write well, impossible to make, but at least would have been worth the work and effort. You see, you have to hate it and enjoy it at the same time, both in traditional ways the filmmakers believe. So you get the watered down, bittersweet Kool Aid to sip on. It won't kill you, but might make you wonder, hopefully, at the duplicity of the film's meretricious? What?
Okay. I'm not. You
Sure.
know what? I'm gonna leave you out on a limb on
Uh,
that one because I have
of
no idea what you're saying.
of the film's meretricious, ineffective creators. Can I get a Webster's definition on that one?
You're gonna have to look it up.
Merit.
I I don't have like my keyboard and mouse aren't working, so it's kind of annoying for me to like click and
Oh,
type
here.
things right
All right,
now.
hold on. Meretricious. Apparently attractive, but having in reality no value or integrity.
All right, now let's go
Okay.
play. Did that guy use that word in a
Okay. Now
sentence
let's
right?
let's restart the sentence.
'Cause
It
I don't
won't
know
kill
about
you.
that. I think it's 50-50 right now.
It won't kill you, but might make you wonder, hopefully at the duplicity of film's meretricious, ineffective creators. I don't
So
know.
is he calling the creators attractive on face value? Like, wouldn't the movie be that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Like, is
know.
he telling
That's
me that Buzz Bissinger is like
it's
attractive at first, but really shallow?
really ineffective. But then what? Put duplicity in there, then just
Yeah,
adding extra
it's
words
just
to say
more
the same thing.
talent, dude.
Yeah, you're just adding extra words to say the same fucking thing. Oh
It's like a
no.
guy who like was who he thought to himself, you know what? I'm gonna get the thesaurus to write this, and then he said, actually, I don't need it.
It's like he opened up word of the day toilet paper, meretricious.
Yeah.
We're gonna use that bad boy today. He continues. Hollywood's sharp understanding of the economics of the lowest common safe economic denominator time after time. Fucking hate this guy. The
Yeah.
false thin facade.
Could have used a couple of edits, I
Yeah.
think.
The false thin facade of Grazier Berg and Company that if it has the veneer of truth, it's all good. They know what they're doing. The irony here is, though, that I think the people involved were considering and are considered being involved in a cutting edge, non commercial venture film because the film is not intrinsically commercial. Go figure. Dude, fuck this guy.
You know what? I'm starting to think that some of these IMDb people like to hear themselves talk.
Yeah.
Like,
He did it twice in like back-to-back sentences where he said the same word in the same fucking sentence. He wrote Hollywood's sharp understanding of the economics of the lowest common safe economic denominator. You're not going to say economic twice. And then
right,
he
like
does
the
it
economics
again.
of the lowest common denominator. Like
Yeah.
even the safe is implied. Like that's
Yeah.
what the lowest common denominator means. Like you're
Yeah.
playing it safe, you're appealing to the most people possible.
And then in the next sentence, he writes, the irony here is, though, that I think the people involved were considering and are considered. What?
Yeah, I don't know. And like and then what kills me is like I agreed with the first two or three sentences of this one like a lot. And then the guy like in no time spiraled off into some like tinfoil hat like bullshit where I can't even like understand the sentences he's saying. Like
It's like your sentence structure and what you're trying to like convey makes like literal fucking no sense because you're just
yeah.
trying to like build up your sentence structure with words that don't need to be there, both like simple words and trying to sound smart. Like there's zero reason for everything you're doing in this.
Yeah, just say what you mean to say. Like,
Yeah.
just say, just get to the point, bro. What are we
What
doing?
did you say? All right, but enough of those clowns. Let's get to our 10 stars, baby, because they got some heat to bring tonight.
Oh, baby, yeah, let's
Here
go.
we go. Our first tenor writes,
That part about peaking in high school, man, I love that part.
let's see if I get my Texas. As a student in Pennsylvania, that's not Texas. As a student in Pennsylvania, I believe that high school football is big in Pennsylvania. But the way Peter Berg brought out the intensity of Texans in Friday Night Lights was unbelievable. The passion of the players, coaches, and fans seemed to come to life. The acting, superb. Billy Bob Thornton, superb. I read the book and was just as pleased. The hard hitting action was brought right to you, and you felt each hit. The ups and downs were magnified in this small town, and the movie brought that out perfectly. Also, I didn't know Tim McGraw could act. What a job!
Also, can you believe that Tim McGraw?
Not since Doug McGraw have I seen such a great McGraw in the limelight. Oh man, that's just the appetizer, Jim.
That guy wasn't that bad. He was a total mark, but he wasn't that bad.
He wasn't, but I like for these to progressively get crazier.
Okay.
Our next person writes, Last night I took my youngest son to see Friday Night Lights. If you ever played football at any level and it is in your heart, I'm sure this movie will bring you to tears. I cried throughout the movie, and especially at the end when the teammates said goodbye. It's been over 40 years since I tapped my ankles and brought on the pads, but each and every football season, the fire shines bright in my heart. Football is a special game
God damn
and
it.
one that changes boys into men. Men that they will become as they travel down the road of life. I owe all my success to loving and playing football. The values and discipline have remained with me to this moment. I usually never write replies like this. However, after the movie, and I finally wiped away the tears, I had a catch with my youngest son. I could still lead a wide receiver perfectly. He caught every
Oh
one of my
no.
he caught every one of my throws in full stride. When I attended my 40th reunion, our first and only one last year, the guys all wondered why I never made the NFL. Another story, but maybe in 2005 I will make history as the oldest 60-year-old guy to play in the pros. I plan to try out and make an arena
It's
football team. How's that for a movie script, Mr. Berg? This movie is hopefully going to get a nomination for Best Picture, and Billy Bob should get the nod in Best Actor. I may be able to add more in the future, but 5 stars for a 5 stars experience. Thank you very much.
Dude, there's no way that guy was real, right? He was talking about trying out for arena football. That's gotta be somebody just like playing a really on the nose character. Like
Um,
he goes, I had a catch with my son, and any normal human being would expect him to be like, yeah, we talked about life and it was like what fathers and sons do. And he goes, I would still throw a perfect ball to lead the receivers. Like,
Jim, you're missing the best part of that sentence. Is once like they couldn't do all that until he was able to finally wipe the tears away, Jim.
right, right. Once he was able to emotionally collect himself, he was like, God damn, I can still play football.
He was like, "Man, you see that fucking spiral? Yeah, it still got it."
Unbelievable.
I like to hope that that man is out there somewhere in the world,
Yeah, yeah.
still
I
throwing
hope, I
catches
hope
to
he
his
made it
young
to the
son.
Arena Football League.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. We gotta check it. Is he in the XFL? I know The Rock brought it back. More opportunities. We got another tenor here, Jim. And they write. I don't even watch the pros. I'm a fanatic Bronco, Boise State, and loyal fan of my old high school, Kamaya Cubs. If you ever cared about a team, played football, or hell, were even in the pep band, you'll become an Odessa Panther. You can't analyze this movie, you have to live it. Live. If you hate football, you will love the game during this trip. I can usually comment on a movie, the storyline, the script, the casting, but this isn't a great movie. It's a wonderful, gripping story. A story that good can only be true. Although not written or directed by Billy Bob, he stars in a movie that has his hallmarks. You become part of a story with real people and develop a relationship with real characters. Don't waste time reading this review. Log out and go see the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I didn't waste time reading that review. I like how he spelled live in the middle, like it was just like to prove he could spell it.
This might be Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. Did you feel like an Odessa Panther at all while you were watching this movie?
I completely forgot that the team name was the Panthers. I just knew Odessa.
Yeah. You didn't feel like one of the gang?
I didn't feel like one of the team, unfortunately. I tell you, sometimes walking around, I feel like Derek Luke's ankle in that movie. We got another tenor here for you, Jim. And they write, hey, when I watched this movie, I was impressed by the way it keep Ed you in your feet and how hot some of the actors in this film was. Well, I think that Jay Hernandez, hot. Lucas Black, hot. Jay Hernandez plays Brian, so hot. Lucas Black plays Mike, and they were really good actors for this movie, I think. So yeah, so if anybody wants to talk about how hot Jay or Lucas were, just email me at www johnnymessnerfan01 at hotmail.com. I can't believe they lost. I thought that since they were the main team in this movie, they would win. But as you know, they didn't. So I was upset about that. And I also couldn't believe that Booby hurt his leg. Oh well, at least Jay and Luke were so hot. Jim, can
Dude,
we email this
how
girl
old
right
do you
now?
think that person is? Like, genuinely.
I don't know.
Like, there's a really good chance that's like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, that
Which means
wrote
they're
that.
probably in their 30s now. Let's email Johnny Messner fan01.com.
Right.
Hi, I'd like to chat with you about Jay and Lucas.
Yeah, I
Also,
love the
Jim,
email
deep
had a
cut.
www in it. Is that how emails work?
I guess. Jim, also deep cut. Do you remember who Johnny Messner is?
Johnny Messner?
Johnny Messner is
It was a wrestler.
the boat captain from Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid.
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
So this girl, she knew the hot studs back then, all right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she did.
Oh man. We got two more tenors here, Jim.
Oh my God, there's two more.
So many people just brought hilariously silly stuff to the tens
That
this
one was
week.
a nice change of pace. That one, I can't wait to see what this next one is.
This next person writes, to anyone who played high school football under the bright lights will love this movie. We were gods, baby. Brings so many memories back to guys I shared the field of battle with. We are young then get old real fast, but the memories never fade. A great movie to watch with the kids and family, or to all the football guys out there, watch alone and cry. A must see.
See, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the memories are supposed to fade, right? Like,
Yeah, for like a normal
isn't that
person.
like a sign of like a healthy like life where you grow as a person? Like,
Yeah.
the memories start to fade, right? Like, especially the ones from when you're like 16.
Or like if you still have the memories, you look back on them fondly, but not like the like such a high like we were gods. I wish I can go back to that. Because like it's one thing to look fondly back on like your teenage years and when you had some good times, but like if you're sitting there being like, man, those were the days. Like it'd be so much better to go back to that now. Like you should be go to therapy.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be waking up every day and like thinking about those moments and being like, man, it's like I was just there. Like that's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they fade. Like
yeah.
like
It's like I wake up in the morning, Odessa football.
yeah.
You go to bed at night, Odessa football.
Yeah, which dude, I like these reviews because like when we get into the movie, like that is really like a lot of what the movie is trying to say is like that's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, is that a lot of these people like can't hang up the cleats when it's time to. And I think that's kind of sad. Our last 10-star, Jim, to put a feather in the cap here. They write, this is the best football movie ever, period. I'm a little biased because Tim McGraw is a friend of mine and never knew he had the acting chops to go along with his unquestioned great music career. I've
all
seen
right,
this.
somebody needs to like get like a Tim McGraw's agent AI checker because like what is going on here?
Yeah, this is actually just Tim McGraw's manager. I've seen this 1,000 times and it never gets old. Football is the heartbeat of the South. And if you never played, it's something that can't be explained. I don't know. I think it can. It's an obsession for high school boys that teaches life skills you can take with you forever. I write this review today, watching it again for the upteenth time, realizing I've never wrote a review. If you don't like football, don't watch it. Surely you knew that before you turned it on. This movie is one of the best movies of all time, but I love this game, and this is as close to point on as it can get. But if you don't like football, then you'll just never understand. To write a review for Friday Night Lights negatively is ridiculous. Just do a survey. Ask 100 people who love football, and if 99 don't say they love this movie, that other one is just lying. Other reviews you say this movie was horrible just have never played. Or if they have, other reviewers you say this movie was horrible just have never played, or they have an agenda not related to this classic. They just don't like the sport. The acting is superb, especially the debut of my brother, Old Timmy Boy.
Dude, these are all like 100 times better because you're reading them like Foghorn Leghorn almost. Like not with the stutter, but like the tone is there.
Like
I say the tone is there.
my good Southern accent, right? I said football. You just don't understand it, son. I could be Benoit Blanc in Knives Out, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is kind of Benoit Blancy too. Yeah, I didn't even catch that. You're right.
It's the only way I can get into it to catch the accent as it is. Uh, but now, yeah, I guess now let's turn it over to us and our thoughts on this movie. I'm very interested to see your thoughts since this is a first time watch for you.
So the first like I like doing this where we start like I kind of like break down like the chunks of the movie as I experience them. The first like 30 minutes, I was like, "Oh wow, this movie's actually like pretty great." Like cuz the first 30 minutes were really like what that guy was like it really was what we were just saying where it was like a real in-depth look at like man, isn't this pathetic? Like this generational trauma that happens in small town Texas where like we constantly tell every teenage boy that the best year of his life is going to be when he plays football when he's 17 like
Yeah, it
um
is insane. Like, I agree with you. The first like 30 minutes of this movie, I was gonna be like, oh wow, this is gonna have a whole new layer to it that I didn't like even pay attention to when I was a kid. Because when you're a kid, you're just like, hoorah, baby, a football movie, like this is cool. But then when I turned it on and watched it now, I was like, oh shit, like is this movie gonna be like an indictment of like football coach
right.
culture?
It
Like
was, and
that's
it, dude, it
awesome.
really started that way. Like when the mom was grilling him, like at the breakfast table before the first practice, like giving him all the plays and like asking him like what the breakdown of each of them was, and then he got one wrong, and she's like, "Mike, are you ready for this?" like it was like he made one mistake, and she was like, "Dude, you're gonna fucking embarrass us. Like you need to get it together, man." Like and like from the jump, it was setting that up, and then it goes right into the practice where the uncle is like hyping up the kid in the stands and it's like way more about him than it is about the kid. And then the other dad is like beating up his son for fumbling the ball. Like it starts out like real hot on that line, you know?
That this movie is going to be like a scathing indictment of just like how like sad and depressing, these types of like small towns that get like suckered in with this. I was like super in that beginning. Even like when they go to have like dinner after the game, and you got like 40-year-old men like coming up wanting to take pictures with these 17-year-old boys that play
Yeah.
high school football. Like it's the
Yeah.
greatest, like they're meeting like fucking like the president. Like watching it, I'm like, dude, this is like so depressing. Like
Right.
I,
And
I was
it's
like,
so much more depressing because that guy was the quarterback on the team at some point.
yeah,
Like he literally is doing that so he can feel like a big shot again for 10 seconds because
yeah,
he's got like advice for this guy. He's like, hey man, I lived it, you know?
yeah.
Like
And like
it's so depressing.
yeah, it's so depressing. And I like so like right off the bat, like in the beginning, I was like so in. I think the most unfortunate case of this movie is that they just decide to abandon the fact that it's an indictment of like football culture and instead try to be like, no, this is actually like an oorah. Like they go from like the first half of this movie being just a huge scathing indictment of this world to then by the end glorifying it.
Right. Like it's not even by the end, dude. Like when Mike gets recruited by that one college and the like that's one of my favorite scenes because like the one coach is like he's like playing it like coy like hey listen maybe like you win some games you do a little bit of this we'll give you a scholarship maybe
So like yeah, it's
and
like
the
so that's so disgusting too, right there. That it's just like let's see you make a couple touchdown passes, like let's see how you do in the season. Like then maybe we'll think about giving you like a scholarship. It's like, oh,
right
so this fucking
but like
culture is sickening.
you have that going on and then you also have the other coach who like to me is like clearly like the guy who's in charge of the whole thing and he's literally like you having fun, Mike? Like he like sizes the kid up in that one meeting. You know what I mean? Like he's already decided that the kid's no good for him because he doesn't get what it's all about. He doesn't get that it's supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? Like he's like made this his whole life and it's like way too serious, right?
Yeah. Well, that whole
And like
town makes it their whole life. Like the fact that like they show like the whole town shut down for the high school football game. It's just like what the fuck?
yeah, right. And it's like way it's not fun for him. It's all pressure.
Yeah.
And like if you have that scene exactly how it is, and then the pressure like slowly breaks that kid over the course of the movie, this movie's like top 10, you know what I mean? Like it's like it just doesn't ever lean into that. It basically from that point on, they're like, "Hey, it is fun."
Well, they
Like
do that whole thing too, where like like all that pressure is on Mike up to that point. and throughout this whole entire thing. And then by the end of it, they give him the whole like he throws the ball off to like the next generation of kids for it to start again. And he's like looking fondly on like the ideal of that. And all I sit there thinking, I was like, dude, this is a horror movie. Like he just passed the horror onto the next generation of kids who are
Right.
about to
It's
like,
generational trauma. That's what the
yeah,
movie's about. Like,
yeah,
it's these generations of people all abuse each other in the same exact way, like
yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's such a shame that they don't like really continue to dive in on like what is the most interesting part about this movie, which is like the indictment of this world. Because like they're like even that scene at the end when like you just see Billy Bob Thornton just like monotone and like no emotion, just ripping off the names of the board of the people who
Yeah.
graduated and tossing them away
Yeah.
and putting on the new ones to see the cycle just begins again.
Right. Right.
Like
Like
it's it
all that emotion that those kids felt was literally meaningless. They were just names on a board that he
bored.
took off and replaced, you know? And like the end of the movie jives with that for the beginning of the movie. And like I really think that that's what the people who made this movie were going for. And I think it's kind of the tone of the book too. I could be off there, but from like the limited research I did into it, I think that's kind of what the book is about. It's like it's an indictment of this thing. Um, but like, yeah, in the middle of the movie, they're like, "Hey, actually, this is just like a fun football movie, and we're throwing touchdowns and Booby Miles." Like,
Yeah, dude, that's another one too. Like that, I feel like they don't lean into enough. Is just like the tragic story of Booby Miles and like how many kids probably suffer that same fate in this world where they're propped up with all of the like with the whole army at their back to have their life ahead of them, and then they suffer one injury on the field and their entire life is just done. And like not even that their entire life is done, like obviously like there's so many other things you can go and do, but in this culture he is left with nothing but to think that his life is effectively over.
yeah, yeah, and what I would say is it was worse back then, because nowadays, like, if you tear your ACL, like they diagnose it like the next day, and then you get surgery like 2 days later. You know what I mean? Like, and then you have a chance to like rehab and come back. Like, medicine's come so far that like you can recover from it these days to some extent. But back then it was literally like, yeah, so now you go play on it. And then, like, even though it's a torn ACL, we're not gonna check. We're not gonna talk to the doctors. It was like, did you talk to him? All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
Like,
Billy Bob just looked at the fucking like uncle. He's like, "You're cool with this?" He's like, "Put him in the game, coach." And she's like, "All right, let's do it."
yeah. Yeah, and I mean that is like a big part of the like the beginning of the movie too. Like the first like 45 minutes, that's kind of carrying the weight. But that's also another problem I have with this movie and why I think it's better to be a TV show is
Too much
because
to
there's
fit in.
so many threads that are getting picked up and just put down for long stretches that like none of it like jives. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like none of it feels narratively the same. It's just like existing in the same kind of world, which is what a TV show is. Like episode
yeah,
to episode, you can like zoom in on different parts of this
yeah.
world.
Well, like
It doesn't
another big,
necessarily need to be super coherent, but a movie
yeah,
needs to be.
yeah, and a big issue obviously with this is that it's just like it. You got to condense an entire football season into a 2 hour movie.
Yeah, well, an entire football season and also like a 64 team playoff. How big was that playoff bracket?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I was only there for the coin toss.
The coin toss may be my favorite moment in movie history, by the way. Like,
What's that coin
that's
look like to you? It look like tails.
yeah.
That's tails.
But just, dude, the concept of it that there's like a TV broadcast like doing the coin flip and they're like from an undisclosed
Yeah,
location.
we can't have
Because
anyone
if they
show up.
told people where it was, it would be like a fucking madhouse. Like they can't even let
Fucking
out where it's happening.
yeah, it's just like, dude, what is this fucking world? This fucking world is as alien to me as Star Wars is.
Yeah, and then the coin flip is great. Like maybe my favorite part is when they all show the coins that they're flipping, and he's like, "I got a 1969 nickel," and then the guy looks at the last one, and he's like, "Now that's just a good old fashioned American quarter." Like, it's fucking tremendous. Like just
It's so absurd.
it's my favorite part of like maybe any movie we've done so far is the coin toss for the playoffs.
It's a playoffs. Talk to me about the playoffs. Yeah, I wonder if, though, if like this movie just suffers because like since you're just telling the story of like a football season, like in the beginning we can really build up like that scathing indictment, but if by the end you just have to keep going along with the football season, it doesn't leave a lot of time for us then to go into the inner workings of the characters and explore how this is eating away at them because oh well, we just have to show another football game.
Yeah, and it's also like they're definitely falling into a trap that a lot of these based on a like true story movies fall into, which is like there's too many mouths to feed, and you can't do like what writers do when they write things, which is be like, hey, there's too many mouths to feed. Let me just like erase as many people as I need to.
Yeah.
Like you gotta feel like they're real people. So like, there's a lot of them that like you feel are interesting and you kind of gotta like keep them in the loop a little bit. So like I get why it happens, but it also like just fucks with the movie. And like they don't follow it all to a T, but like this movie's better if it focuses on like one kid, because that's how movies are. They focus on a main character usually, you know?
Like we should either focus like solely on Booby, so that way like the second half of the movie like kind of like tailors away from football and more into
Right.
like how this dude is struggling to survive in this culture that basically is now going to discard him.
Right,
Or
exactly.
we
That's a movie.
yeah,
That's a movie,
yeah.
exactly.
Or you follow with Mike as the pressure of like being in this culture is eating him
Right.
alive.
Like
Or
that's a
you
great
follow the
start to
kid who
his story that the
yeah,
star player who was going to carry him to the state champion just tore his ACL. So it's like now all of it's falling on you, basically. Like,
yeah.
or a lot more of it's falling on you than was yesterday.
Or you follow the kid who this thing that's supposed to be fun isn't fun because my dad, who can't escape this world and leave it behind, is literally beating me to death over it.
Yeah. Now imagine like if you did a movie thing where you just make that the same character, like the
That yeah,
quarterback whose dad, like you know what I
it's yeah.
mean? Like,
The two of
isn't
them
it
could
way
just
better if
be
it's just one character? Like, am I wrong?
the two of them can just be one character. Like you
Right.
you can meld the two of them together like so easily.
But that's harder to do when it's real life, I think. Like, I
Yeah.
know it happens a lot in movies that are about real life, but it just feels like, I don't know, for this one in particular, it feels, because then you're saying, like, well, this guy's dad beat him. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
we don't know that. Like, we
Yeah.
don't, like, hold on.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a
It's
real
like
guy. You can't just say that.
yeah,
Like,
it's a real like muddied waters that then you're
right.
like you're charting into. So like I get it, but it's just like it's just like that's why some of the time these based on a true story movies just like it's tough to get a beat on because like you're beholden to some level of the truth.
Yeah.
And that's not going to make for a great movie at times because like the interesting ideas in this movie is not the football, it's not the hope beyond hope to play and win a football game and like look at how good these days playing football is. It's like the exact opposite of that, but like nobody wants to really explore that in a football movie because to many in this country like football is god and it is like a hoorah, like a lot of people think like the Tim McGraw character. A lot of people, even after they've been put through the torment of hell that is this like small town culture war, like still look back on this stuff fondly and don't see that
Yeah.
they're like a battered victim in this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just it's very that part of it's very interesting. It's the most interesting part, I
Exactly.
think,
Yeah.
and I really
Like
wish that it didn't turn away
yeah.
from that stuff.
Yeah. Like that's the part of the movie that I wish this movie would explore. Cause not only would that completely set it apart from other football movies and give it a very uniqueness to it, but it's just the more interesting story being told in this movie.
Yeah, and then like just like some sports movie things here is what I have like to go over. The I
Oh,
don't like a
before
lot of the
oh, okay,
yeah,
no, no,
what's
no.
up?
I thought you were going to go into actual other sports
Oh, no, no,
movies.
no, no, no. I'm
You
not
okay, never
comparing it
mind.
to other
Okay,
sports
okay,
movies
okay.
yet. Like I'm
Go
talking
on.
like tropes. Like I think there's a really lazy thing that can happen in sports movies because in movies a lot of times what they do, right? They'll like kind of like swing, like there's like, you swing to a high and then you swing back to a low and then you swing to a high. Like it's like a real easy trap to fall into in a sports movie where you're like, hey, the high is they won a couple games, and then the low is they lost the game. You know what I mean? And then they won a couple more games, and then they lost the game. And it's like it just like at some point isn't interesting anymore. You kind of after the first time it happens, it's not that interesting anymore. And that's a lot of this movie. Like a lot of this movie is that exactly. Up to and including the end of the movie, by the way, where they win a bunch of games and then they lose a game,
I wonder that too is probably also an unfortunate circumstance of like this is just how the sports season went for them. So like we have to find a way to follow that thread in the movie, and like it's
Yeah,
to
but see,
the detriment of the movie.
I don't think that's true because like I think that like what it is they're trying to make it more dramatic because like there's another great example of this like remember the Titans like like remember the Titans they play a lot of close games right like they're like like there's some games where like ooh like the whole point is they win every one because if they lose one they're gonna fire Denzel Washington but they play a lot of close games and there's a lot of those same kind of ups and downs in the games and it's the same way in this movie by the way because there's also that like they made a lot of good plays, then they made a bad play. You know what I mean? Like that's literally like the whole like ebb and flow we're on the whole time. And it just gets boring. But like in Remember the Titans, the real life story is that they won every game like 50 to nothing. Like they like nobody was even like anywhere nearly as good as they were. And so like I think like if anything they take more liberty with how the season actually went than than they like abide by it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Up to and
Interesting.
including they didn't even play in the finals in real life, the Permian Panthers or whatever their name was.
Amazing.
They lost to that same team in the semifinals. And like, by the way, way more interesting story is the team that they lost to in the semifinals. So
Oh
there's
boy. Let's go.
you ever see those ESPN like 30 for 30 things?
Yeah.
So the team that they lost to, Dallas Carter, has one of those 30 for 30s about them called What Carter Lost.
Mhm.
And like they win the state championship that year. They're like widely considered like one of the best like high school football teams of all time, like is like that specific team. Um and they ended up getting their championship taken away because
Boy, here we
like a
go.
bunch of players got indicted for like armed robbery and there was like scandals about them like
Oh,
fixing people's grades and stuff
dude,
like
where's that movie, dude?
that's a
Like
way better movie isn't
that's
it
a
like that's
way
way
better
more
movie.
interesting.
Like you open that movie on the robbery and like and then after that they're just playing a season of football. Like let's
Right,
go, dude. Like
exactly, that's way more interesting. Like,
dude, that's something right there.
yeah. I gotta go watch that movie because it literally sounds so crazy. And
Yeah.
then like you gotta wonder, like without knowing much about it, you gotta wonder in Texas if the best high school football team ever is that Carter Dallas team, which like the movie is definitely like playing the race card a lot. Like this movie is anyway. I mean Friday Night Lights. Like you gotta wonder, like, did they really arm rob anybody? I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying I'm gonna need to see some more evidence before I make a decision
We
here.
need to dive a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. God, Texas, what a place. Do you think the football scenes in particular are any good?
No, I don't think they're any good. I don't think that they really like build up any kind of drama because it's exactly what I was just saying. You never really get a sense, except for when they flash a scoreboard on the screen every once in a while, of like how any game is going. It's just like they would show you like 6 or 7 plays in a row where the team that you are paying attention to did something good. And then they would show you like 2 or 3 where they did something bad. And like you never have any like sense of like a flow of it.
Going on.
And this might just be because I watch like football a lot, like actual football like where you get like more of a feel for like the quarters and whatever, and like there's like a ebb and flow, there's like a real flow to it. But
You go
like
down to the high school and watch the games, right?
no, not at all. But like nobody ever gets a 3 yard run in Friday Night Lights. Like every play is like a huge touchdown, and it's like this game cannot possibly be 13-6, guys. Like they just scored like 9 touchdowns. Like every single play is like a huge play. Like
They just need something dynamic, Jim.
yeah, and at some point, like, and again, this might just be because I watch like college and pro football like on TV a lot. I just want to make it clear I don't go to high school games.
Wants to relive the old
Like,
glory. You were on the pep team, right?
But like the actual football is way more dramatic because you can understand the stakes. You literally never understand the stakes
Stakes in
in
this.
the actual game in this movie.
Yeah.
And like
It
it
also
doesn't do it
feels
nearly as well as other football movies have done it either. Like
yes.
do you remember that Brendan Fraser movie? Um what was it? School
Cool
Ties?
ties. I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
which
yeah.
obviously takes a hard left turn from football in the middle
I
there.
was gonna
But
say,
like
some interesting
but in
choices
the
in that movie.
beginning, there's a lot of really good football scenes that
Yeah.
absolutely build up like the drama on the field and like get you invested in like certain plays way better than this movie ever does. You know what I mean?
Also,
Um,
I feel like the football scenes in particular also feel like very repetitive.
yeah.
And like they don't do anything differently enough to really make it worth seeing a new game that they're playing throughout this
It's
movie. But like
there's
we're
nothing
deep into the
narrative.
season. Yeah, there's nothing
There's
narrative.
nothing narrative about what's happening on the
Yeah.
field. There's nothing happening between the characters. There's really nothing happening except for just like real exciting football plays, like
It's just
which
like they're just like, hey,
aren't
we're this
exciting when they're not in a real
yeah.
game. Like when you've just scripted them, they're not that cool, you
Yeah.
know?
They're like, we're just this deep into the movie. We need another football scene. Like, have them run a few plays.
Yeah, but School Ties though, like the football scenes in that, like there's power dynamics happening on the field, like while they're
Yeah.
doing it. Like Brandon Fraser and Matt Damon are having interactions like during the plays, and you're following a thread, and like none of that happens in this movie. Same thing
Yeah.
with Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is that way. Like when they show a string of bad plays, it's so they can set up Coach Yost like arguing with the referee and giving up the Hall of Fame so that Boone doesn't lose the game and get fired. You know, like there's like real stakes like to what's happening, and there's none in this movie. Like it's all like, are they going to win the playoffs? Like,
Awesome. The one guy, you have the one guy lose his helmet. Can't remember his helmet to get into the game.
yeah, and then that's what gets Booby Miles hurt.
uh, how many is too many halftime pep talks in this
Too
movie?
many, and they also again not nearly as good when they're scripted. Like when they're like, if they're scripted, it's got to be one, and it's got to be really good.
Yeah. Do you think that they should have kept gotten rid of most of them to just keep the one at the end where the mute football player finally decides to give his pep talk?
That was probably my favorite one. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe probably
Um,
should have just left that one and built up to that one instead of doing
I mean, that one was more fun though. Like, it's got to have something profound in it if it's going to be the halftime speech at the end of a football movie. Like, do you remember any given
Do I remember
Sunday?
when Mud Dogs came back from the halftime on the Bourbon Bowl?
Not that one. You saw Any Given Sunday, right? The
Oh,
Pacino movie?
do I ever?
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah. When he's given that speech at the end where he's like, 1 inch, like that's like he's got something to say in that speech. It's not like just the guy being like, and then you hit him, and then you hit him harder. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Billy
it's
Bob
unfortunate.
Thornton almost has something to say, but it's like that's one that like I feel like is totally unearned. I don't think that like they built up to that whatsoever.
Well, it also feels like a lot because by that point we've forsaken any of the interesting stuff just to tell a cliched football story that we've seen a bunch of times. So it really
Yeah, and
it
he's
just
like,
like it doesn't feel like a speech that's rousing as much as it is like, oh, this is the page of the script where we need to give the oorah
it's the
speech.
it's the page in the script where we're talking to the guy who's like, I remember when I played football.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
when you're talking. Like that's the guy they're talking to. Where
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, you lay it all out on the line for your brothers, and like that was the important thing. And they're all like, yeah, that's what I did. Like
Yeah.
that's
Also,
what it's for. It's
movie
not what the movie's about, like
yeah,
whatsoever.
movie kind of I don't think intentionally chose to do this, but kind of unintentionally glorifies beating the shit out of your son. Because they just like
Yeah, they
make
really
up at
let
the
that guy off the hook, huh?
yeah,
Like,
because like they lose the big game and he finally decides to just give his son a hug. Not any big sweeping declaration like I'm not drinking anymore or I'm gonna go get help. Like just gives his son a hug and lets him wear his like championship ring.
right.
And it's like that's
Yeah,
cool and all, but you beat the shit out of me a lot, dude. Like
Yeah, like it's nice that he accepts him by the end of it, but like again, what exactly like got us to that point? Because it just feels like it's like what we talk about all the time, where they're like, "Well, it's the end of the movie, so I guess it's time for him to accept it now." Like,
Time for them to hug. Never mind the fact that like 3 scenes ago he had a drunken freak out where he kicked out the back seats of the window and like tried to beat the crap out of his son. Like
right, right, and then threw his ring into the fucking like weeds, like because he was
never mind the
so
fact that
mad and drunk.
this dude is an emotional terrorist.
Yeah, like literally, right, right.
Yeah, or
Like
says like one of the
he's like
most
just a raging man baby about the fact that he doesn't get to play football
football
anymore for
anymore.
the
Yeah,
high school.
yeah. Also says like one of the most horrific lines in the movie when he catches his son on the couch with the girl and he just goes like, "Man, you grew up, girl." And it was like,
Oh yeah, pretty
yeah,
tough. Yeah, pretty
yeah. It was
tough.
like, oh, I was like, can we jail this man immediately?
Yeah, that was pretty rough. I think the worst older person line in the movie for me is when the guy from Leverage goes up to him for the picture and everything. And that whole scene like made me like so like squeamishly uncomfortable because like he just keeps saying it where he's like, no, really, man, like it's these are the memories, you gotta live it up. Like
It's
he
gonna be the
says
best
it
time of your
like
life.
4 or 5 times.
Not only that,
And
says it in
the
front of his wife and newborn child.
right,
Like,
he's like, yeah, yeah, right. After this, it's all just babies and diapers.
it's like
But like
Jesus.
just the way that he keeps saying it, because he keeps feeling like the guy didn't hear him.
Yeah,
And the guy keeps just like glossing over it because he doesn't want to like acknowledge that reality just yet. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that whole scene is so uncomfortable. Like where the guy's like trying to relate to him and he's just like, man, I really don't want to relate to you. Like I really don't want to become you, man. And the guy's like, no, but really, man, this is it. You're gonna become me. Like
And it's gonna suck.
yeah.
You're gonna be hanging
And
out.
how
You're gonna be hanging out the
and
local
there's that
mart on a
like
Friday night, trying to get pictures from a 17-year-old.
yeah, and then there's that like underbelly of it where it's like the older guy wants you to become him because then it wasn't him like that did it. It was like it was
Yeah,
just their lot in life, you know? Like God,
yeah,
it's so tragic. It's so sad.
yeah. It's awful, and it's just such a shame that we didn't explore it more in the movie.
Yeah,
'Cause,
right, right. That's it that's the peak of it and
yeah,
that's like in the first like 10 minutes, you know?
yeah, yeah, and that just really really just crescendos the movie right there. It falls flat in its face from then on out. Would you return to this movie? Think you'll ever
No,
watch it again?
no, I don't think so. I'll probably watch the TV show at some point. I'm
Yeah,
willing to
honestly,
give that a shot.
yeah, I would be willing to check that because I could see a world where, if we have more time to explore each game and the characters and really get into their lives, and if the TV show can bring over that kind of underbelly of like scathing indictment of this world, I think that could be a very interesting show.
Yeah. And I mean, I agree. Like I think that it fits better as a TV show and if it follows that exact premise that you just said, like I think it would be really awesome. I don't know if the show itself actually does that. I think it falls into a little bit of the trap of like, hey, let's make a CW11 show. And I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
know
I was
that it
gonna say.
actually aired on
Yeah,
CW11, but I think
but
that's like you get what I'm saying.
I know exactly the type of show you're talking about just by
Right.
saying a CW11 show. Like
They're
it's
making a show for teenagers. It's not for
exactly.
like
Yeah.
35-year-old men.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like teenage girls don't care about the scathing indictment of small town football cultures. Like they just want to be like, is
right.
Roxy and Dave gonna hook up at the party?
Right, and it's like Johnny in Odessa, Texas doesn't want to watch a show about like how sad his life is. He wants to be like, yeah, fucking football.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember
like
the good old days, baby.
and I'm sure it's still part of it, but I have a feeling it leans kind of like the movie. It leans
More
more into
yeah.
like who's
More
dating
into
who
more into
kind
the
of
teen
stuff.
drama. So, but I mean, there might still be a world where it could be good. And also, Connie Britton carries over from the movie into the show, playing the same character. So maybe she actually gets some lines in the television show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe it when she showed up, and I was like, "Oh shit, Connie Britton!" And then she doesn't say a word the entire fucking movie. She has like one line, and it's not even
Yeah.
like an actual line. She's just kind of like, "You got this, babe," and it's like, "Fuck off."
So funny.
A waste of her
Yeah, and
god-given
then
talents.
the main reason I'll probably never go back to this movie, because if I'm watching a movie about high school football,
You're going down to the high school to watch football.
No, no, never. I've not been to a high school football game since I was in high school. Like, I don't know why anybody ever would go. Like, unless your kid was playing in a high school football game. That's the only reason.
Just like to support the team.
Yeah. But but
Co-generals.
no. So if I'm watching a movie about high school football, there's gotta be like at least like 4 or 5 better movies I could go watch, right? Like I'm
Absolutely.
gonna give some of them to you right now.
I was gonna say
Why
there's
would I
probably
ever
a
go
litany
watch
of football movies.
Yeah, why would I ever go watch Friday Night Lights when I could watch Varsity Blues?
Very true. Yeah, and
I
Varsity
mean, I mean,
Blues,
come on.
kind of the same concept of a movie, just done so much better.
Yeah, and it like ties in like the fun and like it has
Yeah.
a way better antagonist
Yeah.
and it's like
And
still
listen,
about like
and it ties in the like I don't want to fall into the trap of my ancestors so much better with James Vanderbeek's classic line, I don't want your life.
right, exactly. Exactly. Like that movie gets it more than this movie got it, you know? Like Varsity Blues was like this they were basic like this is the Friday Night Lights ripped off Varsity Blues moment, and then you're like, but it's based on a true story, and you're like, yeah, but like the Varsity Blues was better because it wasn't. Like,
Like way better movie.
it just ripped off Varsity Blues and then made it worse because they made
Yeah.
it about real people. Like, uh, just like
Losers.
they did with D2 Mighty Ducks and Miracle. Like, if
All
I could
right,
bring that
all
up
right.
again. But no, and then so like, why would I ever watch Friday Night Lights when I could go watch All the Right Moves? like,
Also very fair. Yeah.
like
Way better.
easy, right?
Way better.
All about the same stuff. All about the
Also,
same stuff.
and I'm not saying I'm into it, but I'm just saying if someone was so inclined, there's a rumor that if you pause that movie just right, you can see Tom Cruise's penis.
Oh, I never heard that.
If you're into that sort of thing,
I've definitely never paused it, that's for sure.
got to get your VHS copy out.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like again, all the same all like it makes all the right moves, if I could say that. And it
Sure thing.
does there's a common thread between the two good ones we've done so like mentioned so far and that's not in Friday Night Lights that the coach is the bad guy because the coach should be the bad guy.
Yep.
Like the coach is not their friend. Like they totally let Billy Bob Thornton off the hook for Booby Miles' knee injury and putting him back in the game. Like he should be the most evil piece of shit ever for doing that because he knew it was a torn ACL. Like his athletic guy told him after it happened, like the night it happened, like, oh yeah, he definitely tore that fucking ACL. And like 4 weeks later, Billy Bob Thornton's like, Booby, get out there. Like he's an evil piece of shit. Like he has to be the bad guy. I can't relate to him. I can't think that he's like just along for the ride. He's awful. Like, but this movie tries to play it like he isn't. And Varsity Blues doesn't do that. All the Right Moves doesn't do that. This maybe not so much in this movie, but why would I ever watch Friday Night Lights when I can watch Remember the Titans? It's like the easiest one ever.
That's a layup right there.
Right. That's like an all-time classic fucking movie, and like Friday Night Lights just isn't.
Fix that tie, son.
Yeah. Also gets all the fun parts in, hits on some real like heavy shit at the same time, and it's really about football bringing people together. Like football solves racism in that movie.
That it does. That does. Brings us all together. You don't bleed on my uniform.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah, I think that's like probably the biggest thing that's very, very lacking in this movie in Friday Night Lights is that it's just not any fun.
Yeah.
Which isn't
Well,
to
right,
say
and
that like
that's
you can't have like deep and complex like movies, and not to say like it needs to be a comedy and lighthearted, but like even like the darkest movies have like some form of levity in it, and like there's
yeah.
just not a lot. There's just not really anything to be found in this movie of it.
I guess what the way I would put it, if your coach isn't going to be the villain, he better goddamn be the star. Like, and Denzel Washington is the star of Remember the Titans. He like rips up every inch of screen that he gets for every second he's there.
Jerry
You know,
tells jokes, Dean gets the girls. Dean sings the
yeah,
songs.
Right, right, exactly. My bus leaves at 7 o'clock. If you show up at 7:01, you will not play football for this team. Like he's
It's
got like
so
a
good.
shtick. Billy Bob Thornton never has like the amount of charisma that Denzel Washington has in his pinky finger. And Remember the Titans at any point in this movie.
They gave him nothing to work with in this movie.
No, he's milk toast, dude. And he's also like he like doesn't even exist if I can put it that way. Like he doesn't have like an ethos. He doesn't have like a personality. He doesn't have anything he
He's
believes in.
he's
He's
just a
just
function
like
of the
there
script.
like the whole time.
He's just a function of the script. There's like we're
Right.
playing football. There needs to be a coach.
Right, exactly. And I've heard sometimes the coach yells. I've heard
Yeah,
that before, actually.
yeah, yeah. It's just unfortunate all around. So there is a world where
Yeah.
there's a good movie in here, but we did not get it.
Yeah. And why would I ever watch Friday Night Lights when I could watch School Ties? Like another way better high school football movie. Like
Fair,
way, way better.
fair. Yeah, and this is just high school football, like the
Right.
just the amount of football movies in general, like
Right. We haven't even gotten into
is
college where I would bring up
is
movies like The
astounding.
Program. Which do you remember The Program?
I have not seen that in a very long time.
Dude, that's the one where they're like on the highway and they like get out of the car and just like lay down in the road and like puff their chest up like it's like you guys would all be dead in about 6 minutes if you really did that. Like, what are you doing?
Oh God, such an absurd genre, the football movie. But yeah, and I think that's all I really got to say about Friday Night Lights. Do you have anything else that we haven't touched on that you
No, I think we hit on basically everything.
think we definitely did? Any other football movies you feel like equating or espousing right now before we see what Raj has to say on the movie?
I mean, we already mentioned Any Given Sunday. That's the other really big one.
Another movie with a lot of dong in it.
Yeah, and then Leatherheads, but Leatherheads isn't really like Leatherheads is fun, but it's not like it's not like Any Given Sunday is. Let's put it that way.
What do you think Raj would want you to play for this week, Jim? How do you think Raj felt in this movie?
I'm really
You just feel the
hoping.
sigh in you.
This is the most unpleasant movie to look at that I can remember. Gene, I sat there appalled. They put almost nothing on the screen.
I'm hoping, but
Well,
I don't have faith.
get ready for us to fall out of step with Raj once again. Raj gave this fucking movie, Jim, 3.5 stars out of 4. The movie demonstrates the power of sports to involve us. We don't live in Odessa and are watching a game played 16 years ago, and we are all wound up. Well, Raj,
Nope.
sounds like you missed the fucking point.
Nope, wasn't all wound up actually. The sports part of it was so boring.
Demonstrates the power of sports to involve us. Raj, good sir, you could not be more wrong this week.
I'm just
Ah,
saying, I think he might be bought and paid for sometimes. It's like too much about popular movies when you like that we think are really bad that he gives high scores.
yeah, it is very interesting to see like the movies that we're like so out of step with on them, especially because like there's a lot of times where like he says a lot of like very insightful things very succinctly, and then you get movies like this where he's just like, "It was rousing, baby. I was there." And it's like, come on.
Yeah, this isn't very insightful. And like I don't even think that they really achieved what he's saying they achieved. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
to each their
exactly.
own. Maybe they did.
Yeah,
Maybe they got Raj there.
yeah, I guess. What say you, Jim? What's your final rating for Friday Night Lights?
I don't know, man. Like t- it's like between a 2 and a 2.5. And a 2 feels a little harsh, a 2.5 feels a little generous. I'm gonna lean on the side of harsh, so I'll give it a 2.
I'm going to echo those sentiments. I'm also going to give this bad boy a 2. Just very, very disappointing across the board. Made all the more disappointing because of how, like, frankly good those first 30 minutes are.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how much you have to disappoint me for me to give your movie a 2 when the guy from Tokyo Drift is in it. Like, you have to really work for that. Because I will go to bat for the guy from Tokyo Drift just because he's in Tokyo Drift.
I'm from Tokyo Drift, fucking Antoine Fisher playing Booby
Yeah,
Miles. Like,
yeah.
we had some heavy hitters in the up and comers in this movie, just totally gone to waste. With a 2 for me and a 2 for you, going to give us an overall score of a 4 to round out this 100th episode. So we're going to do some battles with some 4s. Jim, do you take Friday Night Lights or do you take the Rugrats movie?
Friday Night Lights.
I also would take Friday Night Lights. So we take Friday Night Lights or Hey Arnold, the movie?
Friday Night Lights.
Same. Do we take Friday Night Lights or do we take another sports movie, Mr. 3000?
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, I think I would still take Friday Night Lights on that one. Oh boy, here we go. Do we take Friday Night Lights or the Julianne Moore vehicle, The Forgotten?
The Forgotten. Not even close.
Yeah, that's an easy one right there. I would also take The Forgotten.
Because I'll watch that again, like guarantee.
Yeah, well, the Forgotten, at least, like, while it was like absurdly stupid, was also absurdly fun at the same time. So like it
Yes,
had that
exactly.
going for it. 2 other 4s left in the thing here, Jim. Friday Night Lights or Shallow Hal?
That's tough. Oh man.
That is not tough. Come on.
What would you take? Shallow Hal?
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
easily
I
take
guess
Shallow
so.
Hal.
I mean, it feels like I have to say that, but I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to
I'd
say
have
it.
to
You
watch
say whatever
Shallow
you
Hal
want.
again. No. Like I'm leaning that way. I guess is a better way to say it.
Yeah. Uh, and then King of the Fours. Do you take Friday Night Lights or King Arthur?
King Arthur.
Yeah, King Arthur. Yeah, so Friday Night Lights slotting in to the spot where it belongs right here. It's going to sit in the number 72 spot in between The Forgotten and Mr. 3000. A worthy spot for you to be in, my friend. All right, Jim, we've once again now come to the end of a film week and we begin another film week. And all questions now center on what do we watch and what is our order?
Yeah, let's check it out. So we're in
So
the
this is
past Indigenous Peoples Day weekend.
Yeah, so now we're up to the weekend of the 15th, right?
Yeah.
All right. Some interesting movies. Well, right off the bat, the one movie from this weekend that we're absolutely doing because it's the one that we saw in theaters is Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Now, there are 3 other movies that came out this weekend. 2 of them I've heard of. The third one I've never heard of. We've got
Hilarious that you think it was only 3.
I'm going from Wikipedia's weekend. I'm not looking at the box office. I'm not finding what came out in number 75th.
Wikipedia clearly didn't make it down to 85th in the
I'm
box
not
office,
seeing what
opening on
came
3
out.
screens. Face.
Nope. We've got the Richard Gere movie, Shall We Dance? God. We've got the Academy Award nominated for 2004, Annette Bening, Jeremy Irons movie, Being Julia. Oh my God.
No, I don't know, man.
And a Robin Williams thriller called The Final Cut.
Huh. All right. But hold on. Because I want to...
Look, we're all the way down in 65th place.
No, I at least want to make my case for Face.
Oh my God.
I've never heard of Face. I'll be honest. It's a first for me. It looks like a foreign film.
Oh my God, it's a
And
Korean.
let me just read you the thing, and you tell me what you think at the end, okay?
Okay.
So, I made it about like maybe like a sentence and a half into this, and I was like, all right, I gotta read it. All right, so Lee Hyun Min, who works reconstructing faces from their skull, quits his work in an institute to stay with his beta allergic daughter, Jin, that was submitted to a transplant of the heart by the specialist Dr. Yoon. The newcomer researcher.
There's already so much plot going on for this log line.
It already makes no sense. And dude, we are not even close to done. The The newcomer researcher to the institute, Jung Soon Young, comes to his house bringing the skull of a victim of a serial killer that had her whole body melted down with acid by the murderer.
Dude, what are we doing?
So I'm just gonna skim to the end here because we're really going nowhere fast.
There's
I think I'm out on face,
there's,
honestly.
there's so much stuff in
Yeah,
this.
I'm
I don't
out.
want to
It's
go.
a drama slash horror. The serial killer didn't really get me. So yeah, I don't know. It looked better in the beginning. Like
Poster,
when it was a horror movie that started with a guy who reconstructs faces from skulls, I was like, I'm in, and then I wasn't in.
the poster literally says, "Looks can kill." Dot dot dot. Face. No, thank you.
Oh man.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. There's no deep cuts here that I would stake my reputation on.
Okay. So that's fair. All right. So we're looking at the four heavy hitters. We know Team America is already on the board. How do we feel about Shall We Dance?
I think we gotta watch it. It's
I
in the top. Like, there's no like deep cut movie, so we gotta pick one that we wouldn't normally watch, like just
I
in our
think I
day-to-day
think so as
lives.
well. So all right. So Shall We Dance is on the board.
Do we watch the Robin Williams movie?
And
Is that the deep cut movie?
we also have the Robin Williams science fiction psychological thriller, The Final Cut.
I think this is the move,
The
man.
film takes place in a setting where brain implants make it possible to record the sight and sound of entire lives. Robin Williams plays a professional who specializes in editing the memories of unsavory people into uncritical memorials that are played at funerals. It's the plot again. Okay, but like, what's the? Is there an inciting incident in that, or it's literally that's just like the movie? Like what?
No, his latest assignment is one that puts him in danger, is what I see
Okay.
on IMDb.
Yeah, they just
Alan
didn't.
Hackman is a cutter, someone with the power of final edit over people's recorded histories. His latest assignment is one that puts him in danger. It's like they were like,
Yeah,
how do we make a movie about an editor interesting?
yeah.
This
Uh,
is what they came up with.
yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I'm into watch that. I've never seen it. Love Robin Williams. That sounds like it could be solid.
Yeah, let's do it.
Going to Final Cut, and then now our thoughts
It's
on
either that or
whatever,
being Julia.
yeah, on whatever this Academy Award nominated movie is. Being Julia.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I went to the second week. Okay.
What?
I was like, how did we not look at this one? This one's like, we gotta watch this movie. But it's for the next week.
Gotcha. Yeah, I am okay with skipping Being Julia if you are.
Yeah, I'm good with that. If we're
Okay,
doing Shall We Dance and the final, I think Shall We Dance and the Final Cut are a better move.
fair enough. Okay, now the question is what's our order? Where are they on the box office?
So the Final Cut is definitely
I was
the
gonna say that's
first one.
probably up the first. Yeah.
So it would be the Final Cut and then Shall We Dance and then Team America would be the three.
Nice. All right. All right. So that's the order. All right. Our road to the next 100 episodes begins with the final cut.
Dude, it's gotta be so bad.
Oh, Jim
Like,
Caviezel's in it, Jim. Let's go. Come on.
Jesus Christ himself. For you to make a Robin Williams movie in 2004 and for it to be this um forgettable, it's got to be so bad.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to check out. That's for sure. Be a first time watch for both of us, so that's always fun. What was the last thing you jammed on?
I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds.
Oh, man, you love your procedurals.
I do, yeah. Procedurals are fun. I'm a sucker for routine.
See, I can see that. I've been better on my TV game, Jim. I've been watching TV shows, up to date TV shows.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
wait, let's talk.
I'm
Forget
doing.
about me. What have you been watching, bro?
I'm doing. So I just finished. I don't know if you watched it. It was the miniseries on HBO Max, Task.
No, I haven't seen that.
So it's like a crime thriller with Mark Ruffalo.
I
Uh,
heard it was really
yeah,
good, yeah.
phenomenal. Was so good. And then over this weekend, I started Vince Gilligan's new show that just dropped on Apple TV, Pluribus.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
I've
know if you've
seen the
heard it.
things for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. First two episodes dropped on Friday. Excellent.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah,
Great. Now I'm
really
gonna
good.
have to catch up on this TV. You
Yeah.
couldn't watch Poker Face, could you?
No, I couldn't. I'm sorry. And Vince Gilligan, I must watch.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson created Poker Face.
I know I do love Ryan Johnson, but I just haven't done it. I'm sorry, Jim.
It's okay. I'll watch Pluribus. Because I actually like TV.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. And I've also been watching the It TV show, but I was always gonna watch that because you know me, I love Stephen King.
It can't be good, can it?
It's not horrible. I like the world building a
Yeah,
lot in it.
that's a Stephen King fan talking to me about that show. It's not horrible. Like it means it's not good, and you just can't say a bad thing about anything Stephen King related.
No, I could easily say a bad thing about some. Most of his
It's not
adaptations
the
are
real.
dog shit.
That's about as ringing as an endorsement gets. It's not horrible. Like in
No,
that
it's not.
tone of
It's
voice
not.
too. Like where you're clearly like getting defensive.
No, it's not great. There's a lot of like really hokey CGI in it that like just looks really bad. But
Of
I'm
course.
not. I do really love the world building in like the show. Like the way that they've built Derry and everything in it is really cool, and I really like all of that. But it's whenever they try to dip into like doing the horror of the things showing up to scare the kids, the CGI monstrosities just look horrible and they're not
Yeah.
scary, and like
You
it
mean
just takes
like
the
the
wind out of
only
the
reason I
sails.
would watch that TV show? Like
I
is
fair.
that the parts you're talking about?
For most people that just want to watch a horror show, like I could see it not hitting for them, but someone that like loves the It book and likes the really like intricate world building of it, like I can still dig on that. So that's why like for me, like it's like I can understand why someone wouldn't like the show, but being such a big fan of the book, like and seeing more of the stuff that they didn't really explore
Yeah.
in the movie being shown in the show, like that gets my jollies going.
That's fair. And that's I think that's kind of why I've been like against watching it is cuz like I am not a Stephen King fan as you know.
Yes, I
I think
know.
that if I could sum Stephen King up in a Ebert-esque review, I'd say he's a long-winded bore.
Oh, gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Could pretend like the Zoom cut out for a second. And I didn't hear those
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. Just go read Wizard and Glass if you don't believe me.
Hey.
I dare you to finish it.
We'll have none of the Dark Tower slander in this house.
Yeah. How long is The Shining? It's like 900 pages or something stupid like that.
Oh, The Shining? Shining's not
Yeah.
nice.
How
Dude.
many pages is The Shining? If it's more than like 250, something went horribly wrong.
No, I think it's like I think the paperback's like 400, a little over 400 pages.
That's too many.
Look at
It's too many. Too many words, Stephen King. I've ruled.
absurd.
No.
Don't listen.
But no,
Don't listen.
as you know, I am not a fan of Stephen King.
I know.
And I just knew that that's why this show exists. You know what I mean? Like it's for Stephen King fans. Like, and I'm not one of them. So
Yeah. Yeah, so diminishing returns if you're not really a Stephen King fan. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. Go check out all
and
the
I'll
stuff.
tell you what.
Yeah.
Before we move off of the Dairy Show, this is something that's important because we talk about all the time how people like fans are like, "Oh, that was such a bad adaptation" because it's not like fan service.
Huh.
Shows like Dairy like really get my goat, man, because it's the kind of show people will be like, "Oh my God, it was such a great adaptation," and it's like, was it though? Like, was it, or was it just that you like it played the hits for you, you know?
No, definitely
Like,
not
was the
a great.
Beatles' greatest hits album their best album? I don't think so. Like,
That's fair. I would never go as far to say this is a great adaptation. I don't even think the movies are great adaptations, but they are good for what they're attempting to do. In showing their horror-esque and getting rid of the more metaphysical stuff. So like I understand it, but I'm never gonna be one of those people that hops on the soapbox like so many people do. And tries to be like, this is a great adaptation because it really gets into the interludes of the book and shows off how Derry is
yeah.
like such an integral place.
I'll be honest, I'm soapboxing against imaginary people right now, which is maybe I'm like a little bit in the weeds here.
Oh no, we both know those people are out there. Like let's not sit there and be like these are imaginary people. We've read the
Yeah.
IMDb reviews. They're out there. These people live and exist. But now we turn it over to you people. Check out all this stuff yourself, form your own opinion as always, and join us next week when we dive into Robin Williams, The Final Cut. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.